feel confident in Ferrari because I don't at this point in time. Other shoe finally drops. Adrian Newey has let the world know his landing destination going forward, probably for the last chapter in his career. This is probably the last place, I believe, maybe Formula One team, Adrian Newey will grace us with his engineering genius, his art, his greatness that is realized by anybody, no matter what team you support. I think people recognize the greatness of Adrian Newey. I think that people understand the value that Adrian Newey can bring to a team. I think that business owners, CEOs, and team principals believe and have faith in anything that Adrian Newey puts his hands on is going to be that much better than it once was, except for Ferrari. Ferrari. What in the hell are you doing? I just got to ask, what is Ferrari doing? Incredible Facts Quest first in the live chat. I cannot believe. I got to change that. I can believe that Ferrari absolutely dropped the bag. Zoom King TT second in the live chat. We need our third person in the live chat to complete the podium. Third person to come up in the live chat. That'll be our podium. Ferrari have failed where Aston Martin have succeeded. They have landed the biggest, one of the biggest. Lewis Hamilton was the biggest signing of this season, even before 2025. Now Adrian Newey, the second biggest signing of this season, has finally come to an end. And the winner is Aston Martin. What was Ferrari doing? What was Ferrari doing this entire time where Adrian Newey was obviously available, where he had not even decided? Ray is third in the live chat. Big shout out to you, Ray. Ray, where Adrian Newey had not decided where he was going to go. Where was Ferrari doing all of this? It is absolutely ridiculous. First, Incredible Facts Quest first in the live chat. Zoom King TT second, and Ray is third. Big shout out to you, Galactus. What's going on? I'm going to tell y'all right now. First, I'm going to give credit to Lawrence Stroll. I'm just going to give credit where credit's due. Lawrence Stroll deserves a butt ton of credit, but I'm going to say this. I don't think it was ever a question about if Lawrence Stroll could do what is needed to be done to get Adrian Newey. I didn't think that's a question. The big question was Ferrari going to do what they needed to do to get Adrian Newey? Okay? This almost reminds me of the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones saying, there's no check too big that I'd write to win a Super Bowl again. We are going all in. Remember, Jerry said this. If you don't watch football, beginning of this season, Jerry kept saying we're going all in. Then people didn't know what all in looked like. Then they needed Jerry to clarify what all in was because your actions don't match up to what going all in means to us. That means acquiring the big name players. That means getting all the best talent out there that you can get to put on your squad. That means signing your players at whatever market value because you want to retain them. That means you're willing to go all in, even if it's just for one season, to win a Super Bowl. And at first, Jerry didn't look like that. This is what Ferrari looks like when they go all in, not all in. I am absolutely sure that Ferrari is not what you all want Ferrari to be. I am absolutely certain that Ferrari is going to be Ferrari. I mean, what are we talking about? You have Lewis Hamilton, the greatest driver in Formula One, still the best driver out there on the grid with certain machinery. You give him a good piece of machinery, he's going to win. All you had to do was give Adrian Newey what he was looking for. And you couldn't do that. That tells me you're not all in. You're not all in. I need to see numbers, but I do not believe that there is a number that Aston Martin could reach that Ferrari could not. I do not believe that there is something in their shop to offer that Ferrari could not. However, I did tell you all that Aston Martin wouldn't be a bad choice for Adrian Newey. I did tell you all. I said Aston Martin's not a bad choice for Adrian Newey. I just feel that there's more to be written and scripted and learned about if Adrian Newey joins Lewis Hamilton, which he said he would like to work with, and Ferrari being a team of legacy and historical value. This right now, what you're seeing is a team lose its aura. Ferrari right now in this have lost a bit of their aura. You know, it's still like the Dallas Cowboys. You got that star on the side of your helmet. You're gonna get sponsorships. You're gonna get endorsed. You're gonna get commercials. Having that star on the side of your helmet brings about money and eventually opportunities you won't get elsewhere. Ferrari was that until today. Right now, the Cowboys are being questioned about if they're going to continue to be America's team because of the debacles, losing in the first round, not having any Super Bowls after 25 damn years. Ferrari right now is on the crest of not being that. It is a time where it may come to pass that drivers may not even think about, I want to drive for Ferrari. That's what it's been, right? Even if I don't stay there, I just want to be in a Ferrari uniform. I want to drive a Ferrari car. I want to be part of Ferrari's driver legacy. I think Ferrari's losing that. I think Ferrari is losing their ability to attract these type of situations. Adrian Newey would have had a historical, above and beyond great astronomical story if he restored Ferrari back to championship status alongside with world 7-time champion Lewis Hamilton, soon to be 8-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, paired with Adrian Newey, Ferrari, and them. That was a trifecta. But evidently Ferrari didn't have enough to make this happen. Maybe Ferrari wasn't willing to do enough to make it happen because they feel like maybe we should only offer you so much because we are Ferrari. And Lawrence Stroll says, where's the bag? What's the number? You know what? Everybody clear out. Let's take a look at something. I want to take a look at this because I want to say something about Ferrari that they mentioned that I feel definitely broke it. All right, so if we check this out right here, I think this is a very critical part. Critical part, if you know a little bit of history about Adrian Newey and having done some talks, especially when it comes to Williams Racing, I want to bring this about. Okay, it cleared out the factory to bring Adrian Newey in. Okay, showed him everything about the place is world class. The tunnel due to come online at the end of the season, and the in-loop simulator, the gym, the spinning room, all the amenities. All this is great. But you know what I think was the straw that won Adrian Newey? I think that comes in right here. This was the first time Adrian Newey had ever been a stake in a team. The chance of ownership, and it was something he craved. Do y'all not remember the situation? I believe it was Williams Racing that broke that deal. Adrian Newey wanted to be a stakeholder. Ferrari had to have known this. This is something that Adrian Newey wanted, was not given to him, and indeed, I'm done. I'm out. With everything that I've done for this team, with the variables and the positive and all the attributes that I've bought with my talent and my skills. And you're telling me you can't give me a sharehold in the company, in a race team that I am a big part of success. Well, guess what? Lawrence Stroll said, I got you, dog. I got you. You know what? Here's a stake of a publicly traded company. Welcome to it. You now are not just a team member, you are part of ownership. Ownership. Offering the designer a chance to become a stakeholder and a partner. We don't just want you to work for us, Adrian Newey. We just don't want to do what Christian Horner did by calling you a third party, a contractor. We want you to be part of the team, own part of the team, and be a partner in the team. We want you to be here. That's what Aston Martin did, was willing to do, and that's why they won. The gym, great. Cafeteria, so what? Spin room, I don't even drive, I don't ride bikes. The loophole simulator, definitely need that. The wind tunnel, definitely need that. But that's not it. The bag and make me part of the family for real. Give me what no other team has given me. Ownership. Partnership. Ferrari, what in the hell were you thinking? You're already questionable this season. In a season, a lot of Ferrari fans believed you were going to do great things because they always believe Ferrari is going to do great things. And do they? In Speckles? I'm just confused on Ferrari. Are you serious? Are you serious? For all those people that say Lewis Hamilton can win without Adrian Newey, you are absolutely correct. What Lewis Hamilton cannot win without is a good, strong, designed car. Okay? James Allison is not leaving Mercedes to go to Ferrari that I know of. Adrian Newey is leaving Red Bull, where he designed the most dominant car questionable in Formula One history. He's going to Aston Martin. Honda is going to Aston Martin. Alonso, a phenomenal driver, is at Aston Martin. Lewis Hamilton is going to Ferrari. Ferrari, in perspective, is failing this season. They've been beaten out by McLaren. They had engine PU troubles the season before. Their strategy is still very questionable to us if it is going to be sound. Adrian Newey is a key component. Lewis Hamilton, is he winning right now? Is Lewis Hamilton winning right now at a team that has improved in Mercedes, and James Allison, who has managed to get the design of the car to work? Is he winning right now to the point where he's going to win a world champion? No. No. Where do you see that in Ferrari? Mary Beanie for the super chat says Newey going to Aston Martin. Who cares? It's still not going to make Alonso or Lance Stroll a champion of F1. Newey blew his chance to work with Lewis. Who cares? Who cares? People should care. Mary, if Adrian Newey went to Ferrari, you would care. You have to care because this was a big component of Ferrari being successful with Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc designing the car to be superior. That's why we should care. We should care because this might show us that Ferrari are not as vested in being as successful as we thought they would be. 083 dropping Wolfpack memberships in the live chat. Incredible Fat Quest. Big shout out. Welcome to the family. Get in the Discord. I'm sure they're going crazy. This is why we should care. We should care because Ferrari is no longer the second fastest car on the grid. We should care because Ferrari is third in constructor championships where they might possibly end up fourth. Think if Mercedes catch Ferrari and put them to fourth. That is where Alpine were when they had best of the rest as their slogan title. This matters. This does matter. It matters. And you know what? Although Alonso, as old as he is, next to Lance Stroll, who's younger, Alonso had 8 podiums last season. Several other drivers younger than him didn't have that. Didn't have that. So are we going to say that Alonso is going to be incapable of taking a car superiorly aerodynamically designed and with a Honda power unit, which is proven, to the podium or winning? No, there's no way you're going to sell me that. Alonso has not fallen off to the degree that I cannot firmly say right now with the car designed superiority by Adrian Newey, with a power unit that has shown its strength, durability, and variable of being part of a winning team in Honda, and Lance is ass. Lawrence Stroll doing what needs to be done as a businessman? No. This matters until it doesn't. Paul in the super chat says, "What's up, fam? Hope your travels were good. Peace and love, man. Travels were crazy." I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when you travel across multiple time zones and have to get it acclimated wherever you are, shit, damn, it is different. When you somebody like me that stays up a lot, it's a little easier, but I can understand. But yes, Adrian Newey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Ferrari can't win next season. But what I am saying is, how many of you actually believe that Ferrari, what do you have for me? Let me ask you that. What do you have to tell me right now that will legitimately have me look and say, you know what, you're right. That's why Ferrari can win the championship next season. What do you have for me? You have Lewis Hamilton. But even we saw that as great as Lewis Hamilton still is great, that greatness couldn't overcome the epic fail and designed bullshit car of Mercedes. It was able to dampen the blow. He did more with less, but still, Mercedes was not in championship contentions. And even this season, Lewis Hamilton has less wins than there are events in this calendar. So what do people have to tell me legitimately why you should still have ultimate blind faith in Ferrari to make it happen next season? Other than telling me that's why it's called blind faith, Jay. Because we don't care what we see or don't see. We just believe that it will be. And that is not a recipe for success. Let me tell you right now. Don't bet your house. Don't bet your mortgage on a strategy as that. Don't do it. Don't do it. I need tangible things besides Lewis Hamilton. I got that. Lewis Hamilton, great. I believe in Lewis, and I still think he will do more in Ferrari with less. But that doesn't equal a championship. We see that right now. It doesn't equal a championship. Let's just be very clear. Okay? Let's be very clear. Lewis Hamilton right now is 6th in driver championship standings. 6th. Still top 10 out of 20 drivers, maybe more. 22 drivers. But that ain't close to being championship. Let's just be real. He's 139 points from the championship leader, which is Max Verstappen right now. Do you think that we see something so big and so much more different if he were in a Ferrari next season? So I'm just saying, Ferrari messed up big time. They missed out on an opportunity big time. There's no other way around saying this. And I even heard that Ferrari backed off negotiations. That tells me you were only willing to offer so much and not more than needed to be offered. Paul says, who does everyone have for the win at Baku? I mean, that's going to be a good question coming up. That'd be a question I'll certainly ask probably like Friday or something, or Saturday. I think I'm gonna go with for Baku. I'm gonna go with Piastri Lando, or maybe not Max. I don't think does great at Baku. Um, shit, we could see a surprise winning with Perez, but I'll tell you what, we're not gonna see. We're not gonna see Ferrari probably winning at Baku. I'd be surprised if they do. If they do, great. I will say this. If Ferrari win at Baku, then there is a trend that Ferrari have found their way and now on their way. But if Ferrari go out here to Baku and botch it up, I cannot still trust that people that tell me they have faith in Ferrari next season, given what just happened. I cannot trust you. I cannot trust to ask you something and you give me validity back with a response. I cannot trust that. Listen, I don't care if people want to say it's not a big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal. This was the Adrian Newey sweepstakes, and probably the last Adrian Newey sweepstakes. And I don't care what Ferrari had to do, because it looks like to me they didn't even do enough they didn't even do enough for us to say that they threw the book at it. You're telling me that you couldn't offer Adrian Newey part ownership to some degree in Ferrari while Lawrence Stroll could? I don't believe that. We saw what happened to Ferrari stock prices when they announced Lewis Hamilton was joining the team. The shit skyrocketed. This man right here pulled it off. That face you see is a face of a businessman that's cutthroat, willing to do what got to be done to throw you to the floor, to the wolves, to cross the finish line. And that's what he just did. Listen, it is what it is. Now, let's actually see. Because I'm going to tell you the one thing that Aston Martin seemed like they were not able to do. Adrian Newey, I need you to be prepared. Okay, I need you to be prepared for a couple of things. Be prepared for the design of your car, this beautiful work of art that you may design and that may function and may be superior, just like we've seen you do very good designs and design cars before. Be prepared to see a lackluster performance from a driver named Lance Stroll. Be prepared to know that as a constructor, you need both drivers, both cars to be adding to the pot of points to keep the team strong enough to win the Constructors' Championship. Lance Stroll is not that. Be prepared to see your work of art defamed by Lance Stroll, because everything that Lawrence Stroll was able to do to get you there, the one thing it seems like he will not do for the betterment of his own team is to drop his son out of the number 2 seat and put a driver in there that is capable of doing more. That is what he's not willing to do. That is his Achilles heel. Mary Beanie says Jay Newey will need that extra $2 million that Red Bull had, and Ferrari will be good next year. Louis Sierra, ex-Merc performance engineer, Louis to win Baku. Awesome, Louis to win Baku. I'm not mad at that either. I mean, Mercedes has been on a roll, but has Ferrari. Ferrari been on a decline. Let's just put that out there. Ferrari has been on a decline. Like I told you, Ferrari is third, possibly on their way to fourth, depending on how the rest of the season turns out. I mean, it's a nice gap between Mercedes and Ferrari, but I don't think it's an unattainable gap. Especially, I think we have a couple more sprint races in there, if I'm not mistaken. But we're talking about 115 points between Mercedes catching Ferrari for third in the Constructors' Championship. So it's done. We got the news. Now we need to wait and see, is it all going to work? Because I will also be very upfront and clear. You can have all the great ingredients. You can have all the awesome makings of a good dessert, a good dish, good dinner, good lunch, breakfast, whatever. The ingredients can be magnificent. But if you can't cook worth shit on the stove, you'll burn all those ingredients up and it won't mean a damn thing at the end of the time you put it on the plate. If you don't have a sense of measuring or know how to use your measuring cups, know how to put that hand in and really whip or whisk that batter or that crumble, you're going to mess all the ingredients up. So it's still up on the table that although, because we saw Alpine do it, right? Umpteenth amount of investors, all this money in, and what has Alpine amounted to? Not a damn thing that they wanted to. So it's still on the table that Aston Martin, while adding Adrian Newey, while having Honda inbound, while all the great facilities, they are still a customer team, but they're moving to a works team. And with all of that being said, they still will have to find the recipe and cook it all up to equal winning at the end of the day. And it is not guaranteed because they have the best players that they will be able to be the best team and win championships. That's still true. I'm just saying that Ferrari, an opportunity where you would like to have, it's just like me. I'd rather have my firearm on my side than not. And it's quite possible that I can get shot before I pull it out. But if I never had it anyway, I didn't have that chance. I want the chance at least. OG Zilla says Lance Stroll waiting for the Newey cheat codes. Left down up ABA. Oh my gosh, bro. That was awesome. OG Zilla, you are awesome for that one, bro. Paul says no way Lance does any better. And that's what I'm thinking too, Paul. I don't think he's going to do any better either, brother. I just do not believe Lance Stroll is going to be cooking. At some point, I just got to ask, Lawrence, when are you going to be willing to stop doing what you're doing? When are you going to be willing to sit your son's ass out and bring a driver in who is going to give you a better opportunity to win? Because Lance is not it, brother. Lance Stroll is your son, but he is not it whatsoever. He is not the guy for the job. He's just not. He's just not. At some point in time, we need Lawrence to realize this. We need Lawrence to say, yo, Lance, you got to go. You cannot be here anymore. You can't be in this seat. And we haven't seen that he's willing to do that. We haven't. And that is a big problem. To me, that is a big problem. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens next year. Next year, we're going to see what happens. New regs come in. We're going to see what happens with that. But as it sits right now, Adrian Newey signing a big-time player deal with Aston Martin. And they think that this is going to be the most influential situation for Aston Martin. I think that this is congratulations. That's what I can say. Congratulations. Aston Martin won it. Now Adrian Newey just has to get in there and be able to work with Aston Martin and make things happen the way they need to happen. And aside from that, I mean, we're going to see. We are going to see. I still believe, don't get me twisted, I still believe there was a better storyline. There was better opportunity. Lewis Hamilton is the better driver. And I still believe at this point in time that Ferrari is the better car, better than Aston Martin right now. I will say that. But I can't say what Ferrari are going to be above Aston Martin next season. I mean, I understand that Ferrari is kicking Aston Martin's ass. But do we not realize that the addition of Adrian Newey to Aston Martin with the Honda power unit inbound to be a works team, how advantageous that could be? That could be beyond awesome. It could be. Things could change for ultimately the better. Yes, Adrian Newey with Ferrari, better team because they'd be better than they are right now. Lewis Hamilton, better driver, best driver out there. Strategy seemed to be kind of pulling together. Sometimes they don't. Yes, I would have liked to see Adrian Newey go to Ferrari, but I did tell you all I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Aston Martin. I felt that those were the two choices. And I did tell you all why I felt that Aston Martin could win, and that's that bag. Other than restoring a team that hasn't been winning, only thing better is to make a team that hasn't won ever win. That's like LeBron James levels. Going to different destinations and winning championships with different teams. Adrian Newey about to do that. He about to do that. I think he's about to do that. It's possible that they won't. It's possible that they can't. It's possible that Lawrence Stroll, along with Lance Stroll, will be the Achilles heel and they won't be able to get over the hump even when Adrian Newey's put forth. I do not think I know Alonso's not a better driver than Lewis Hamilton. But he's a good enough driver that if you give him a car that's superior, he going to win. I know that. I trust that. So anyway, people, we'll see what goes on. We got Baku coming up this weekend. Join us, by the way. Big shout out for everybody doing super chats. Your name just went in to win this next giveaway. Lewis Hamilton, PSA Slab, Driver of the Day, Home GP win, Chrome's Tops card. So you're going to have this QR code, all this good stuff on the back. It is official. So everybody that does a super chat, as many super chats you do, your name goes in there that many times. And we will spin for that eventually to see who's going to win that. I'll have more prizes coming up. At the end of the day and at the end of the time, Adrian Newey drops the dime, and he drops with Aston Martin. Aston Martin wins the Adrian Newey sweepstakes. Ferrari wins the Lewis Hamilton sweepstakes. Who's going to be the one to be in first place? Championship level status. We'll see. All right, Wolfpack out. Peace.